All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Tom. I am a stay-at-home dad for my 5 kids, for whom we just bought a huge van, and I am a full-time eBay reseller. Just sold a bunch of games for $49, 15 just shovelware games for the Wii. Literally just sold in this moment. I just printed labels for everything else. I'll probably go ahead and print those labels while we're standing here, but I've been doing what solds and like holding the item up and talking about it, and that is not practical. It's not working. I have to edit a lot. I have to like I'll pause and hold it up and then package it and then come to the next item, and it's just taking forever when I'm making the videos and bogging down my phone. I'm ended up with 45-minute long videos that I end up not even being able to publish because my doing it on my phone, I'm overriding my phone's ability. It's a mess. So I need to get a better system, but for the time being, I just want to go over some of the cool what sold stuff that you guys missed in the last week and a half or so. I did right before the Monster Mask video. I recorded what ended up being an hour of me standing here talking about things that sold, and I ended up having to delete the whole video because there were not, because the it wouldn't upload. I couldn't get my phone to render the whole video as one piece, and I ended up having to delete it and move forward without it. But there were some cool things, so I'm gonna go into the old solds and see what we find that I might want to talk to you guys about. This Star Wars Ezra lightsaber, it worked in the store. I got it home. It stopped working. I think the batteries were kind of right on their last leg. Put new batteries in it. It worked. I put batteries not included in the shipping or in the label, the details, because I don't like to ship them with batteries, and we basically only use rechargeable batteries at our house, and so it's shipping somebody something with rechargeable batteries doesn't make any sense. And if you ship something with alkaline batteries, they can explode, and that's a problem too. So I shipped this and batteries not included. I paid like $4 for it. Sold for 19 plus shipping. How about this Monterey? Is that right? Monterey, yes. Because I kept calling it Montgomery in my head, which is a different city, but in a different state. Monterey, California. This pink is very indicative of 50s mid-century modern atomic kitchen. And so if you see that kind of rosy pastel pink, it's pretty popular in anything but vintage ceramics. It's gonna do well. But if you find bathroom stuff that color, that is a sought after thing for mid-century modern enthusiasts. This I paid $3 for, and it sold for $27 free shipping. It probably cost me almost $12 to ship, but I'm still making good money, and it flipped in less than a week. The eyeball glasses that I picked up for $2 at an estate sale sold for $35.99. Horn rim glasses do well, and I had them for days, maybe 2 days. Horn rim, I don't know who's wearing them. I don't actually see people wearing them. Maybe, like, there are punk rock, rockabilly, steampunk people who dress a certain way that is indicative of the 30s, 40s, 50s, the buyer just paid on those video games, do wear those kind of glasses, but you don't see it much, and they sell as soon as I put them on. As soon as I put them on, they don't last 2 or 3 days ever. Horn rim glasses, 50s, 60s, what would have been super generic looking glasses then, but they're indicative of the times now. Hokas, I always pick up Hokas. These I think were $7.99, sold for $40, free shipping, and again, less than a week I had those. I sold a Diego DVD for $12. Sealed DVDs that you get for $1, that's good. I sold this No Fear hat. No Fear is not, like, if you find vintage Nike, it does well. If you find vintage Adidas stuff, it will do well. I can't believe, as popular as No Fear was when I was in high school in 1997, that I graduated in 2000. So that would have been like my freshman, sophomore year, 97. Anyway, the as popular as it was then, it isn't what the kids are looking for now. So this No Fear, I was super excited when I found it, and it did well. I mean, it took 2 weeks to sell. It sold for $20 free shipping. It sold for $13.99 plus shipping, or the buyer's all in at $20. And it wasn't in great shape, but I would have expected it to do way better. The sealed Wii Fit board that I picked up, the box was in gross condition. Like, it looked like it might have gotten wet. Sold for $32 plus shipping. Buyers all in at $53. I think it cost me $13.50 to ship, because I did it through UPS. And if you get big items that you ship through UPS and you put in the right weight and size, sometimes you get a 50% discount on those shipping labels. So even if you sell it at $35, the buyer pays for shipping and it goes up to $55. That's $20. It cost me $13. I'm making money. I'm not making all the money on the other $7 because you pay fees on the other $7 and I got to buy a box and whatever. But the point is that shipping large items that have to go UPS, because USPS has made it impossible to ship big stuff with them anymore. I think they did that on purpose. I think that the reason that they have those huge balloon charges is to send you to UPS. They don't want to deal with it. So shipping that big stuff and somebody paying what is a cheaper rate than USPS, even the rack rate for UPS on big items, they feel like they're getting a reasonable price for shipping, and then you get a massive discount on top of that. Big stuff can be profitable if you're shipping if you know that you're shipping UPS. This morpher, old morph, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers morphers do super well. Specifically the morphers. I've had the clothes. The clothes can do well. I've had the action figures. The action figures don't do super well, but for whatever reason, these morphers are, I think they were an expensive toy when they came out, and now they're expensive. This one sold in a couple of days for $36. And it was part of that big quilt. Like, I bought a bed set bag full, like huge, probably what would be the equivalent of a 5-gallon tote, for at Goodwill for $20. This one piece puts me in the profit. So Mighty Morphin Power Rangers stuff can be super good. Anything else that's interesting? We already talked about those couple of things. Golf clubs. I picked up all those golf clubs for $5 the other day, and this is a crap listing. I'm going to put up a screenshot of all my pictures and the description. I put them up with these crap pictures and a description that said more pictures will come later, and they sold before I got the more pictures taken for $126 free shipping. And they did end up costing me almost $40 to ship, but I'm like $45 in them before the fees. Let's say I paid 20% in fees to eBay. That would be $25. So then I'm 20, 25, and 45 is 70. And the buyer was all in at 126. So I'm still making more than $50 on what was essentially just a $5 investment. And they're not hard to ship. You just have to go get a box big enough to put them in, bubble wrap them, stick them in that box, and take them to UPS. The mini potato heads. If you were a kid in the 90s, you probably remember these mini potato heads. I bought them in I think it was 14 of the kids, and then there was a whole bunch of accessories, and they sold for $28.40. I think I paid $5. Oh no, this was the one that came in the, like, you know, the Cheez-It balls that they have at Walmart that's like $8 and it's huge, and it's got the lid and it looks like a barrel. It was that full of both these guys and chicken nugget monster Happy Meal toys from the 80s. And they did these did super well. $28. I guess it's free shipping, and it was I've had them like 2 or 3 weeks, and I still have the chicken nuggets listed, and they'll sell for more than that, most likely. When I picked up the golf clubs, I also picked up this golf bag, sold for $40 plus shipping. Same deal. It's easy to do. I go to UPS and get a 12 by 12 by 40 box and cut it down to 30 inches. And this sold for $40. Buyers all in at $75. And I know this cost me $13 to ship. I think it was going to Washington State. So they paid a lot. I did not. And that worked out super duper well. I paid a bunch of money for video games from a private pick the other day. I paid $100 for 14 Atari games with in a holder, and all the games had the manuals, and then there were like 10, I don't remember the number, Sega games. And 2 of the Sega games sold to the same guy for $50. These games, the Atari games with the manual, sold for $50. The Atari storage sold for $50, and then I still have one lot of generic like I think they're all hockey, like 90 NHL 94, 95, 96, and like America's Hockey Night ESPN or something, and there might have been a Madden in there too. A buddy of mine called me and said, hey, I'm cleaning out my basement. I've got a huge pile of game stuff, board games and video games. And I was going to have it go to the church yard sale, but they won't put anything worth anything on it. So they're not going to make any money. I would rather you take it and just take it for free and make money for your family. I've known you forever and we're friends and I want to bless your family. And I'm like, that's fantastic. And in the mix was a Super Smash Bros. For the N64. I already have that. My brother collects for 64. He already has that. I listed it for $40. It sold in hours. This hat I'm sad. In my head, this is $100 hat, but it just isn't. In reality, it's a 30 plus shipping hat. It's a 1992 NBA Finals playoffs Bulls. That's the first Bulls championship. Because they won did they win in 91, 92, and 93? So it's not the first one. Anyway, that should have been worth a lot more than $30. And it took 6 or 8 months to sell at $30. This Red Alert, just because I just mentioned it, that came with the video game stuff that my buddy gave me. There's also a PS3 and a bunch of PS3 games and a Nintendo and a handful of Nintendo games, but I haven't tested that. I haven't tested the PS3 yet. The games were in immaculate condition, so I listed a couple of those and they've already sold. Things that are interesting. Oh, this Gorilla, the NES game that sold. Evelyn picked up this can opener. It's a high-end can opener. At the time, she was like, Daddy, I think we should buy this to ship it. It wasn't, I want to get it and keep it and look how pretty it is. It was a can opener. And she's like, let's get this and ship it. And it was $1.44. It sold for $7.99 plus shipping. Buyers all in at $14. That is legitimately a decent flip for a 3-year-old. It was a decent quality can opener. I wouldn't have gotten it just because she wanted to get it to flip it. I got it because I honestly believed that it was a reasonable pickup. Not a great pickup, but she's 3. Levi picked up this Hager cat a couple of days after I picked up this crazy Hager cat. He picked up this Hager cat, and it would have been worth about twice what it sold for, except on the bottom it said factory second, and then it said... we looked at it and you could see that it was cracked. So I really had to bubble wrap the crap out of it in order to ship it. And it went out yesterday. Buyers all in at $50. And he paid, I want to say it was only like $5. I paid 10 for the big one, and I think he paid 5 for the little one. We went to Galesburg the other day, and some of you guys were making fun of me who know the local geography because I said I could make it in 20 minutes from Dunlap. I was wrong. I lived in a town about... I lived in Pekin for a long, long time. I lived in Green Valley, which is even farther that same direction before that. And Galesburg always seemed like it was an hour or so that way. And so then when I moved 40 minutes this way, I'm like, oh, it'll take me 20 minutes to get to Galesburg. That was not the case. Anyway, Galesburg, when we went to Galesburg the other day, I picked up a bunch of Donald Duck stuff. The hat that I bought, I paid $16 for everything. The hat sold for $27. This is Lord of the Rings, one of the games I got for free for my buddy, sold for $17.99. I'm just going through all of the recent solds. This is Cocoon brand sunglasses I have never heard of, but the comps were through the roof and the sell-through rate was fantastic. So I picked them up for like $3 and they sold for 30. It took them a little while to sell, but it's just barely spring. So there's Godfather, which was a game that I got from my buddy for free. And then Othello travel game. I didn't think this would sell super fast, but it did. It sold for $12, free shipping. I paid 99 cents for it. So it's just right on that cusp of where it's worth messing with. And everything else that's interesting, we already talked about. So see, that's 15 minutes and you don't have to listen to me yammer forever about stuff. So that is what has sold recently out of the Mod and Pop thrift shop. There's a lot of stuff that has sold besides that. I had $500 in sales one day, $300 the next, $263 yesterday. I'm at 127 or something today. Well, and then those 55. So I'm close to 200 today. So hopefully we're coming back. That is going to be it for me. I'm going to one-take this thing, and we're going to do a little bit of editing and try to get up a video a little bit faster. I got a couple of ideas for videos coming up. Somebody asked the question, how do I get to where I'm going to ship 30 items a day? And I'm going to do a whole video about that coming up in the next 2 or 3 videos. But the answer is essentially there isn't a magic pill. It's just diligence and knowing how it works. And I will give you some inside tips from my perspective, and then we might do a recap on first quarter since April 1st is coming up here pretty quick. I will not be doing a prank video like some of these guys are like, look what I found, oh my goodness, and show you something that is a family heirloom that they didn't find at a garage sale, or whatever it is that people think pranks are funny. I get it. I don't get mad, but I'm not a prank guy. Thanks for watching. Thanks for liking, commenting, subscribing. It's what you guys do because this is what I do. We'll see you. Oh, I have Mod and Pop thrift shirts. One, I'm thinking about getting more, but I'm not wearing it right now. I thought I was because I'm wearing just a blank black shirt that isn't, and it's basically just a blank black shirt with Mod and Pop thrift here. I'm thinking about getting more of those, but we'll see about that. Thanks for watching. Thanks for liking, commenting, and subscribing. Thanks for seeing you on the next one.